President Putin has had to contend with an attack on a Russian Navy ship which Ukraine says it carried out using an unmanned sea drone which was carrying nearly half a ton of explosives. The ship was docked in the port of Novorossiysk, which is a major hub for Russian exports. A video released by the Ukrainian security services appears to show such a weapon hitting the side of a Russian naval vessel from Kiev, Ukraine. Correspondent James Waterhouse reports. In waters dominated by Russia, Ukraine relies on stealth under the cover of night. This sea drone moves towards the Olenegorsky, a Russian warship typically used for carrying supplies, meets a hunter designed to detonate on impact. Under the light of the next day, the vessel appears to be badly damaged, leaning to the side or being towed to shore. Novorossiysk is a major Russian export hub for oil and grain. Ukraine has claimed responsibility. It tends to when it comes to sea drone assaults on the Black Sea. As with the recent damage to the Kerch bridge connecting occupied Crimea to mainland Russia, it's also been a fortnight where Ukrainian ports have been pummeled by Russian missiles. Ukraine hopes attacks like these will make Russia think twice about flexing its muscles on the Black Sea. It's clearly trying to hit back where it can. In the face of relentless missile attacks, Kiev's allies have long been worried about this war spilling over. So, what do they make of these attacks? Further afield, according to one presidential advisor, Ukraine's need to take the fight to Russia outweighs any other concern. It is clear that it is impossible to win the war if you are not actively attacking. You can't just watch it happen. We're at war. Our partners have already realized it is not just a small conflict. War is war. It is necessary to destroy the capabilities of the other side. Doesn't admit to or the increasing number of drone strikes closer to Moscow. It claims to draw a line on what it targets, saying occupied territories like Crimea and threats in the Black Sea are fair game regardless. This war's footprint seems to be getting bigger. And whether you are Ukraine or Russia in this war, your actions have a political and military dimension. So if you look at what's happening in Novorossiysk, if Ukraine continues to successfully mount such attacks, then they could well for straight supply lines. They could force Russia's Black Sea naval fleet to make maneuvers it wasn't planning to. It might make it think twice about launching relentless missiles across Ukraine, and if that happens, then political pressure can be applied on Moscow as it continues to try and justify what it's doing. And there's another dimension we need to think about tomorrow in Saudi Arabia. There is a peace summit involving more than 40 countries without Russia, where they will try to agree the principles of a future peace deal. Now Ukraine and Russia have both said that they are still a long way off from sitting across from the negotiating table. And if we look at what is happening on the Black Sea, if we look at it as well as continuing to happen in Ukraine and more so Russia, then the conditions are hardly being set.